Hello, today is June 16th, 2018. Let's go over our calls. At Thursday's close, I was looking for lower prices on Friday and said the ideal situation would be to gap under these lows, which is what we got. We looked for a pattern with an early high and a late high as a tendency to rally throughout the day. So that didn't preclude gapping down first. It's a tendency to rally throughout the day, close near the high. When it doesn't close near the high, it's a sign of weakness and leads to lower prices unless it's invalidated by gapping and promptly going over this high. Conflicting with that, we have a gap down, a low, lower low, couldn't hold on to any of them. It's a positive pattern unless we invalidate it by gapping and promptly going under this low. So the commonest thing for Monday would be to gap and promptly trade outside this range. Next most common is to close little change, have the big move on Tuesday, and the least common but not impossible is that neither of those things happen. Monday I'm looking for a pattern with an early high, but that doesn't preclude gapping down first. During the day, MEJT should ultimately lower price it would print, which they did. We got an ultimate sell signal here, but it said the move wouldn't stick, just as it says this rally won't stick, and says we're going to retrace to 2774.14. And unless we gap up sharply, which can put this out of reach, unless that happens, that's my call. But what I really like to see is for us to gap under this low. Now that low is 2761.73, and you'll see that 2763.03 is a TDST line, and it's hard to go more than one bar past that line. So if we do gap under this low, which would mean this whole rally was a mistake in the market's perspective, we will be at some sort of a support level, although it doesn't mean we have to stop right there. Just realize there is some support there. Well, let's review what's going on. Here was a wall, here was a hole in the wall gap. These things normally close, and it's usually you don't have to wait long. Usually they'll close the same day as the gap, and failing that, they'll close at the open of the following day, and that's what happens. That's what happened. If it doesn't happen by then, it'll happen at some time, but it doesn't have to be anytime soon. Well, here's your stilt, here's your stilt, here's your diamond on stilts, inverted, and half a diamond is all one needs. We had a strong rally up to the origin of the left stilt, and that's resistance. So we had a strong rally to resistance and reversed. Now, if we go up to here again, it isn't the second test when it's close, like a day or two. It's the same test. But if you drop a while and come back here again and you break through, you usually do it in grand style. And if that were to happen, my scenario that the top of this leg is in wouldn't hold. So this is an important level at this high. Now here was the original top. Here's the Trader Vic 2B top. And by trading under the low of the bar, which cleared this high, here's the low of that bar, we traded under it. That completes a Trader Vic 2B top and should lead to lower prices. Now here was the low in between the tops, and closing under that low is further confirmation, and the fact that we went up in the last 5 minutes doesn't change anything, because that's not serious trading. If anything, it's a wall into the close, and is often met by gapping down when we open Monday. We're still hoping this is going to hold. And this was the count we had. If this were the top, and this count were correct, I would like to see a more impulsive move down than we've gotten. The fact that this is overlapping and corrective doesn't preclude dropping, but it would make a clearer pattern if the move had been impulsive. It is possible to relabel these waves, however, starting from this B. Actually, I started from here. I put this A over here, so we have an ABC, and this is an ABC, and here's B. And if you start from this B, you would now call this the end of 3, and this would be a truncated wave 5, implying we could drop right from the open, which is what I want to see. I want to see this undercut promptly. Here's your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a short 5 up. So we've completed a Trader Vic 2B top. We have lots of Fibonacci support for this high holding. Here's your A, here's your B, there's your 78.6. You can't get better than that. So for Monday, we're looking for 27.74.14, gapping up sharply past this resistance, highly unlikely. We put this out of reach many times, but the ideal situation, the one I'm hoping to see, is to gap down under this low, to gap in either direction and go under this low promptly, and that could be the start of something major on the downside. We'll see if that happens, because it hasn't happened yet, and that's today's call.